Check, check. Check, check. Check, check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check, check. 1, 2. Check, check. Check, check. 1, 2. All right, guys. I'm not sure if I was muted or not, but I am unmuted now, and I am talking and all that. So, how's it going, guys? I'm Doctor McFarland. I'm going to be looking at this camera tonight because I am showing off this beauty right here. It's another Kiesel. It's a 7-string multi-scale, and it's totally ridiculous, and I don't need it. But yeah, I love it. So, here's to my midlife crisis and all my bad financial decisions. All right, so if you look at the topic of the live stream tonight, it's called talent versus determination. And I will get into that shortly. But for now, let me do a little playthrough of a track I did today. And let's see what we got here. It's going to be a little 2-minute thing. And this is going to be in C#. And it's technically, it's kind of a mixture between like a Phrygian scale and a Mixolydian scale. I mean, let's see here. So I got a... Right? So if I made the second note major, see, what am I doing? I'm going to turn the gate down on this plugin. I'm using a mystery plugin right now, and let's see if you can. Well, I mean, it could be literally anything, but let's see if we can figure it out. And as of right now, the microphone is picking up everything that I'm doing on this table, which I do not like. So that's kind of interesting. All right, yes, I'm going to here. I'm going to here. Let's play this and see what channel it comes up on. Okay. interesting, right? That is an interesting little tune. So what I found there was... Where's my delay in all this? Where's all my effects? Here's all my effects. Okay, I'm going to want to turn on some delay. Oh, yeah. And there's some reverb. Cool. Got to weten it up a little bit. It's a pretty good plugin. I do have the Zool on and the Hex Drive on. Let's see. Turn the grind up. Okay, so if that wasn't enough metal for you, wow, here's a little clean. Let's go for some clean stuff. Yeah. It's a little bit louder. Let's turn the master down a little bit. Cool. Still a little loud. Maybe turn the bright off. All right, let me show you what plugin I'm using here. What am I using? This is the Fortin Cali Suite from Neural DSP. I purchased this about 2-ish years ago, 2.5 years ago. It's one of those moments of weakness. I guess now, if I owned a quad cortex, I could technically use this possibly in the next update, but I don't own a quad cortex and I don't plan on it. The form factor to me, I just didn't like it at all. And it wasn't my thing. So I'm trying to see what this is here. It's all pretty loud. Let's see what factory does here. Bluesy, crooked grind. I'm a stone, life sun, rich, clean. Yep, it's pretty good. Turn on that reverb and that delay. Okay. I am okay with that. We do have some EQ options here. We have the speaker options, so maybe put this more on the cone. Maybe change this microphone to a 160. Yeah, sounds pretty nice overall. I should be live. Nobody's watching yet, which is fine. Now, I try to go live every Tuesday night, sometime after 8. So I see other YouTube people go live more like middle of the day, early afternoon. But I do not have the schedule that allows that. So but if you're watching, leave your name, where you're from, and how long you've been playing music. How about that? We won't determine how much talent you or determination you have, but if you've been playing for any length of time, then you are definitely determined. I think it's squeaky. You have to work on that. Okay. Let's actually go ahead and do this. Let's make a little song real fast. This is my time. I can do what I want. But if you come in and you have a question, feel free to ask around. I'm going to open up Mixbus Mixbus here. And we're going to have a new session. There we go. We're going to call this F major groove for now. So let's make a little song, kind of like a Bob Ross. Let's make some happy trees. Let's make some a happy song. Maybe happy, maybe not. It's indexing the plugins here. Okay. That sound that you hear is my DAW controller underneath the desk. Standing to attention. So there's that. And maybe at the end of this song, you'll see that, okay, is it talent? Does this guy have talent? Or is it just determination over a 30-year career of playing music? Time will tell, for sure. Okay. So what we want to do is we'll add some tracks here. Let's go ahead and do a drum track. I'm going to pull up Easy Drummer. Or actually, we'll do a superior drummer. There's also moto drums, which sounds pretty good. But superior drummer down here. Now, I don't really care to do like the fanned out thing. Like it can just be stereo for all I care. Because most of the time I will normally just go into the processors. I'll just go into the mixer in Superior Drummer itself and do anything I need to do there. So I kind of like that groove we had going on. Let's do it in, so we're in F. Ooh. So start off on the D minor, so. All right, so we're gonna click on that, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And let's just say it's 110 beats per minute. And once we go in here and find a verse, okay, it needs to be something halftime. Okay, that'll work. Actually, let's try a few more. Okay. Let's just try that. All right, so you see we drag it in here, and I can move it around. I'm going to put snap on by hitting the 4 button. And there we are. So we have a few little things. Let's say this is double the amount. Okay, and we'll go ahead and add an arrangement marker. So that's going to be our intro. And arrangement markers are really cool in Mixbus because I'll show you what we can do here in a bit. So there's verse 1. We're going to add another one. This is going to be a chorus. Let's go find a chorus. Nope, not that one. Definitely not that one. Okay, let's choose that. All right, so we're going to select it. We're going to slide it over. Okay, and then we'll have an ending. Okay, so we got 3 distinct sections here. Okay. Now from here, I'm probably going to grab a bass, but let's make a few audio tracks. These will be stereo. Let's see here. What do I want to do? Let's go up to like 4. Oh, I see what I did. I named it 4 instead of adding 4 of them. That's the way it is. Okay. Now let's figure out what input we want to come in at. So here's our inputs up here. And this whole strip over here is a channel strip. We can hide the processors. We can do gates and compression, EQ, sends, stuff like that. So we're going to just show the processor area and the input. And I'm currently coming in on what? Let's see. Let's open up my RME. I'm on 11 and 12. So let's make sure this 11 and 12 is set to loop back. And we are up there. Okay. Superior drummer, would you quit? 11 and 12. 3, 4. All right, so it should be this one. Maybe not. Maybe it's that one. Maybe it's this one. Okay. See what we have here. I think I was choosing the wrong ADAT. Yeah, there's the analogs. Okay, here we are. I should be down here. Sorry about that. Okay. We'll turn on a click track, because that's usually good to do. Then we'll do 2 measures of pre-roll, and then we'll start recording on this track here. We'll go ahead and rename it. We'll call this Clean Rhythm. Arm it. Here we go. 1, 2, and 3, and... Verse. Okay. I like what I did there. Let's slide this over a bit. Let's see where we're at. So we probably want to move that over. Okay, so right there is going to be our chorus. And then right here is going to be a new arrangement marker. We're going to call this pre-chorus, just because that's where my playing went at the moment, which is fine. This is very flexible here. Let's see, something that's kind of simple. Nope. 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 Okay, let's try that. It's going to be a long one. So we're going to have to pull this back like so. Okay. You can see so far that everything is edited within the MIDI track itself. If I hit Z, this zooms in on the full screen. Like so. And then I can go Shift Z to go back, or something like that. You know, so I can go in real fast, edit some stuff, go here, maybe I want to edit that, go back, maybe I want to edit that. Okay, so it's not too hard. Let's pull this back out to the end. Okay, let's listen. Okay, so from there, we got A, so we can go up to a B flat. Okay, I like that. We'll do something like that. So I'll play the clean part for now and then grab a little overdrive sound and rock it. Rock out. All right, so we're going to do 2 measures of pre-roll. Here we go. Okay, Something like that. Something similar to that. Trying to get this to zoom in. Okay. So, and I can double that course if I want. Okay. So on the editor list over here, which is what you see, on my arrangement tab, I can now go in and do some pretty cool stuff. But first, let me add a bass part to this. Well, actually, let me do this. Let me add chorus rhythm 1. We'll do a chorus rhythm 2. And I will switch it over to my a dirty sound over here. Can I make this smaller? Yes, I can. I can make it really small. Cool. Okay. I feel like I need to see the bottom here. Turn that gate up. And we got some major pedals going on. It's very bright. Okay. Checking things out. Oh yeah, the treble was all the way up. No wonder. Turn the delay off. Turn the reverb down. Okay. So on this chorus, we're going to get pretty big with a rockin' sound. Let's go ahead and... Can I save this? Yes, I can. We'll call this Doc Rhythm 1, like so. I didn't save the clean part, but that's fine. All right, so we're going to do 2 measures of pre-roll. And I'm going to have to turn down. I'm going to have to turn down my guitar, so I can't hear it. I can't hear it at all. Okay, let's try that one more time. A little low. Bring it up. Let's bring this back up. Okay, let's go to rhythm number 2. And this one, the only thing we're going to change is we're going to turn on this grind. Let's just see what that does. Ooh, it's grindy. Okay. We'll pan this one hard left. We'll pan this one hard right. And let's go. 1, 2. Oh, I messed up. I already know what I did. All right, so when you make new tracks, you gotta make sure you assign the inputs accordingly. Like so. All right, so let's redo this, because I definitely didn't do that correct. All right, let's go back here. All we have to do is just turn off this pedal. And here we go. It didn't do it again. All right. I didn't choose the right one. It's got to be... Crap. It's got to be this one. Hello, mouse. Now. Okay, one more time. Okay, there's that. Scooby-Dooby. Now for the next one. This will be hard pan. We're going to do the grind on. Get your grind on. This is definitely a filthy plug-in. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there is that. Now let's listen to the chorus, and we'll probably have to turn these down a little bit. I'm going to roll up the high pass filter on this. Let's go ahead and start mixing how I know I want to. Okay. Not too shabby. Let's go ahead and do a little bass guitar. How about that? A little bass guitar. All right, so for this input, I'm back, by the way. We are going to do we will mute the output of the Fortin plugin. We're just going to go direct in to this Chameleon Labs 7603 Xmod. Give it a little juice. Randy Upchurch, what's up, man? He is very happy to be here. Awesome. Well, there was not a lot of people showing up at first, so I was like, well, let me go ahead and make a little song real fast because I hadn't done a backing track in a while. I need to actually finish up some backing tracks for December of last year. I just never got around to, and I'm very sorry about that for the 2 people that actually purchased my backing tracks from last year. So you will have a complete 52-week backing track package very, very soon. And I do have a plan to get caught up for the year of 2024. And that's going to happen probably in the month of April. I can crank out some backing tracks there. So this is going to be a bass. I'm going to arm it. This is what you should do in every DAW that you use. I don't want to have a stereo bass though. Let's make a new track. We'll make it mono. We'll just add 1 of those and we'll name it bass. So y'all be thinking about talent versus determination, because that's a topic I will be talking about right after I record this bass and go ahead and flesh out some of these sections here. All right, so here we go. Uh-oh. 2, 3, and 4. What do you notice there? It's not working, is it? Because I have to assign the input, Nathan. Wow. I actually know what I'm doing. I might really do. I'm going to turn up that input a little bit more. Maybe take the EQ out. That's pretty juicy right there. Okay. Here we go. One more time. 1 and 2, ready and go. One more time though. I can play with that, but I want y'all to be able to hear a good mix of what I'm doing. So I'm going to turn this down. Can I match the level of my voice a little bit more? And that'll work. Okay, here we go. Back at it. 1, 2, ready. Okay. Something fun that you can do in DAWs, digital audio workstations, is this. Wow. Okay. Okay, I'm going to zoom in here. So on the beginning of this chorus, I didn't do something that I did toward the end. So listen here. So that little break I'm going to copy this and put this at the beginning, like so. And then from here, hey. Let's go back one. All right, so I was also a little ahead on this, so I'm going to edit it, and no one is going to be the wiser. Literally nobody. See, like that, I can pull it forward, and now this one I can pull back. I probably want to do the same thing to this. I just wanted that layer underneath to be correct. So probably right there again, I was a little ahead. I'm just visually doing this, pulling it back. This is kind of stuff you do when you record, and then you don't want to just keep recording over and over. You just edit it real fast. Everything looks fine, except for maybe this one little hit right here. Like so. Pull that back. Okay. We can also show eighth notes. See, this is a little ahead too. So maybe pull that back like that. Okay. And your ears are the final judge. So as long as it sounds okay in the mix, it doesn't matter what it looks like. So. I'll turn down the low pass filter. Okay, very interesting, right? So let's go back to our guitar. Okay. All right, so now let's talk for a little bit, then we'll get back to our song here. We can do some jamming over it. Actually, let me show you a really cool thing here. So let's just say, for example, that chorus I actually wanted doubled. So I can come over here to my arrangement tab in the editor list and take this chorus and pull it down. Notice how it has a plus symbol? Now I've just effectively doubled that chorus, which is great. Okay. And I could technically, if I wanted that to be there all the time, I can just remove that arrangement marker, and now the chorus is twice as long. I don't have to keep copying that one chorus over and over. So yeah, let's do something like this, to where I go back to my intro, but I only want it to be 4 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's right. So like something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And do the same thing with this. Cut that off. So now I made a shorter intro. I can pull down this chorus here. I can name this like verse 2, so on. I can pull down the pre-chorus, and I can pull down my chorus. So now I've made everything twice as long, essentially. This is all pretty neat. All right, so that's what you can do in Mixbus as a DAW. I'm sure you can create music and other things as well. Let's go here. Let's chat a little bit. All right, so yes, hi, by the way. I'm Doctor McFarland, and this is my new Kiesel 7-string multi-scale crescent model. Okay, they call it a crescent because they got a little crescent moon shape right here with the horns. And this is a headstock that I kind of prefer. It's got 5 on one side and 2 on the other. So it kind of makes the headstock a little shorter. And also I like the overall shape of it as well. There's another 7-string over here that has the same shape, which is what made me want it again. So here's the back. We have a set neck design. There's a 5-ply neck with a walnut and maple. And then the back is a black limba, which is a kind of an offshoot of mahogany. It's a little bit lighter than mahogany, but it has similar tonal characteristics, if that means anything to anybody. So, all right, so let's talk about talent versus determination and why I kind of came across this. There are some people, and this can happen. Let me move my mic a little bit. This can happen in any industry, not just music. It can be, it can be sports. It can be music. It could be business, all kinds of stuff. You can think of the movie Rudy, which I don't know why that came into my mind, but the movie Rudy is basically this no-name kid that had no talent, and he worked his butt off for, I think, 5 years. Because he got his master's, I think, or something. Anyway, it was a very long time. It was definitely a long time to be on a team and not play a single minute in any of the games. And yet, year after year, he just practiced and practiced and worked harder and harder. And finally, at the end of the movie, well, you're going to have to go watch the end of the movie. I'm not going to spoil it for you. But he came through in the end. So, but that's just a good example of somebody that didn't have a lot of talent really on the surface. Maybe he had some maybe his heart was 10 times bigger than his competition is, but then that's what made him be that much better at the end. I don't know. Heart does have a lot, has a lot to go into it, I'm sure. Let's just take music, for example, though. This year, 1994 to 2024 would have been 30 years of playing music. Okay. Now, I think I was naturally, I have a natural bent towards playing music. I guess you can call it talent. I don't know. But I did grow up taking piano lessons, and I did get a guitar when I was 14, and I also played trombone starting in the 7th grade. So I was 12? Yeah, I was like 12. So I kind of been doing music basically my whole life. Started piano around 3rd or 4th grade, something like that. So once you're around music for such a long time, you just can't help but get better, I guess. I had a dentist appointment today, and the lady that was working on my teeth, just making small talk. I was like, hey, do you play any instruments or sing or do anything? Because this is Nashville, and you might be a dentist by day and a country music star by night, right? Or something. And she said, and this is the answer I get quite often from adults, especially ones that regret starting something and then quitting. But she was like, well, I kind of started it, and then I didn't really. I had to take my nails off because women like to have longer nails, especially like press on nails or fake nails or something. And with guitar, you can't really do that. You have to have short nails on your fretting hand, so that way the nails don't hit the fretboard as you're trying to play. So there's that whole thing, and maybe turn up some. Well, maybe not. Turn that back. Okay, there we go. So anyway, the answer was basically, yeah, I started, but then I quit because it's not really a matter of being hard. I mean, some people it does feel hard to play a musical instrument. Um, but there's that barrier. There's like a barrier right in front of you that you kind of have to break through in order to get to that next level of being a total beginner noob to, hey, I can actually play a G chord and a C chord and a D chord and put these in together to form a song. And hey, that was exciting and that was fun. Let me see what other songs I can play. And maybe you learn how to use a capo, and you can play in different keys now. So it's definitely not something that's going to happen overnight for anybody. But I would say some people kind of catch on quicker than others. So that's where the question of, is a certain level of talent that you have to have in order to break through that barrier and get to the next level, to where you can start enjoying a musical instrument and not just feel like, oh man, okay, it's another day. I got to practice. My guitar teacher said I better practice or else I'm not going to be any good. Or, I don't say that personally, but I do highly suggest that all my students practice at least 5 to 10 minutes a day. And that's sitting down with a metronome or just a timer of some sort and time yourself for 5 minutes and pick 2 chords and go back and forth between those 2 chords, whether that's E and A, you got like an E chord. It's a little fast, but just like strum 4 times each. And work on switching the chords on the beat when it's time to switch. All that stuff. And then once you get past that, you can start playing scales and more complex chords and different rhythms and different strumming patterns, all kinds of different stuff. So, but I am on the firm belief that anybody can do literally anything they want as long as they are determined enough to do it. Okay? I don't care if you're Muggsy Bogues playing NBA basketball, only being like 5'3" or 5'5" or whatever height he was, right? Here's all these towering 7-foot tall basketball players, and he's out there, his wee little self, just tearing it up on the court, And maybe, I don't know Muggsy Bogues and all that well, but I'm sure there's some level of talent out there. But a lot of people would see that situation and be like, oh, I'm too short. I can't play basketball. And he's like, no, screw it. I'm determined that I'm going to play basketball in the NBA. And I'm going to rock it. I'm going to do the best I can. And, everyone remembers Muggsy Bogues from the time he played back in the 80s and 90s. And there's all kinds of names out there that with a little bit of determination and some discipline, discipline kind of goes in there as well. You have to be disciplined enough to practice on a daily basis, whether that's an instrument or dribbling a basketball or throwing a football or working on your business or literally all kinds of other things that we deem worthy of our time. Reading your Bible every day, praying. You have to be disciplined, a disciple of the work you want to do in order to be consistent and just build those, have those building blocks always ready to go, so you can get to that next level of whatever you're trying to achieve. So if you are an adult, let me talk to the adults right now out there on YouTube land. I might cut this out and make it a little short or something, but if you are an adult and you feel like that you've just given up on playing music or anything else in your life for that matter, there does need to be a little certain level of passion for wanting to do that kind of thing. Otherwise, why are you doing it? So one, find something that you're passionate about. It doesn't matter if you're talented or not. If you're passionate about it and you have the right amount of determination and discipline, then you can literally do anything you want in life. And so yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, kind of thing. So now with me actually playing piano as early as I was, that's like what, fourth or fifth grade. Started playing trombone in seventh. Started playing guitar in ninth. I mean, it's been a better part of. Let's just say I started when I was 10, and I'm 43 now. I mean, that's at least 33 years, right? Yeah, about 33 years. I can't do math. I don't know. I don't even know anymore. But yeah, if you're on the fence about learning that next technique, getting started with music, wherever you feel like you want to do, set a timer, do the small things it takes to get to that next level, and then give yourself another month. Give yourself a month to just be like, all right, I'm going to try to reach this goal of learning, 3 major chords, 3 minor chords, preferably in the same key, so you can actually play a song. Because most songs they require at least 3 chords, if not 4. The 1, 4, 5 major chords, and then the 6, 2, and 3 minor chords. And then there's a diminished chord kind of dangling out there. Every once in a while, you can use the substitute for the 5 chord if you want to get a cool dominant 7 sound without the root. Sorry, music theory alert. Don't want to bore anybody out there, but so yeah. So there's that Fortin plug-in, and it is a beast. And that grind pedal is crazy too. Let's check some comments here. I feel like everything's really small. Arrange all windows. See, that's super small up there. Oh yeah, I'm going to make it bigger. Okay, Aaron has a good question here. So, cheap guitar and cheap amp, or expensive guitar and expensive amp? All right, so this is what this is why I asked Aaron this on Monday or yesterday. This is why I've come to this conclusion. I am way more inspired to play if I have a nice instrument in my hands. That's just me. And I am now currently playing through a plug-in that is not technically a cheap amp or a cheap guitar. I can just go back here. It's like, hey, that sounds like it's a nice tone. And I'm wearing headphones. I don't have to bother anybody else. I also have a Boss Katana that sounds really good, and it's relatively lightweight. I have a Quilter Aviator Cub sitting over here on my left. I can plug into that real fast. This is a pretty cool little amp. And this microphone, you have to kind of be right up on it. And you're going to get some room sound here. Actually, let me grab a cable. So this has a line out on it with a volume knob, so I can control the amount of volume being sent out versus what the speaker is also sending out. Okay, so I'm going to take a 1/4-inch cable, just a regular guitar cable here. We'll plug this into the DI input. Aha. Okay, so that's the output of a Quilter Aviator Cub. That sounds pretty decent. And also the speaker is turned all the way down, so you're not hearing anything in the room. You're only hearing a direct signal going in. Make sure my EQ is off here. Oh, and I think, sorry, my plug-in was still on. Let's do this. There we go. There we go. Now you're hearing the amp. Before it was going through the plug-in. So this amp right here cost me about $500, and there's cheaper amps out there, but I'm way more inspired to play the guitar, and I can get good sounds literally out of anything else. So I say nowadays, especially if you're playing at home, it's okay to have an expensive guitar that you just really enjoy. Now, if you're playing out clubbing, maybe you're in, maybe you're in New York, California, Texas, Nashville. If you're playing somewhere where you're out in front of a lot of people and they see you playing a $4,000 guitar, I think it's going to get stolen, So it's probably smart to not play the super uber duper expensive guitar live. Stick with like a $500 to $1,000 guitar, somewhere in that range. Something that you don't mind getting damaged or getting stolen. Because if you play a $3,000 to $5,000 guitar out on Broadway here in Nashville, some country boys can be like, "Hey, Margaret, you see that guitar is so sweet. I want it right now." And they're going to steal it. That's my best country impersonation. Sorry for all you country people out there. He's like, "Margaret, he sounds just like me. Is she trying to insult me or something? I was born in Alabama." I'm being an idiot. Okay. Anyway, you get the point. So with all that said, I don't play out. And I guess technically I'm showing off expensive guitars on YouTube. So if you knew where I lived, then you can come steal it. But please don't do that. I do have a gun. And and my wife knows how to shoot it. So yeah, that's what I would say. It's okay to have expensive guitars and cheaper amps. But how cheap is too cheap and how expensive is too expensive. I mean, I say if you stay within that $5,000 to $1,000 range, you can go out and find a used Fender Deluxe for around $8,000 to $1,000 or somewhere in there, and then buy like a Fender Strat, like a Mexican made a Fender Strat, like a player series or something in that $500 to $700 range. That's a pretty good little setup, And then you got your pedal board if you want a pedal board, or you can get a headrush core for $799 nowadays. You can get a Ampero stage for $400 or $500. There's definitely some cheap options nowadays that do sound really, really good. So I don't think it's a question of you have to sacrifice tone because something is really, really cheap. The Boss Katana 100 is $379, brand spanking new, on Sweetwater, on Zounds, on Amazon. You can just click a button right now, get it shipped to your door, and you can be out gigging in the next few days after you receive it, and you're good to go. And there's tons of people actually on Broadway using the Boss Katana amplifier as their backline amp, because one, it is relatively inexpensive, and two, if it breaks or gets stolen, it's $379. They can just go out and buy another one, right? That's why Coldplay, all those years of touring, used Fender Hot Rod Deluxes and DeVilles, because if anything ever went down, they can just go to their local guitar shop, and everybody and their mother literally carries a Hot Rod Deluxe or a Hot Rod DeVille. And okay, fine, it's like $1,000 amp, $800 amp, whatever they are nowadays. And if it goes down, we can just go get another one, And honestly, Coldplay, just for a good example, they're not playing crazy expensive guitars either. They're just using Telecasters, Stratocasters. Chris Martin plays a Martin acoustic guitar, which is, it's not really, there's tons of models that aren't that expensive. So with all that said, there is a price range that I feel you get a good amount of quality for the price. And especially if you find a $500 guitar you really love, then you find it used on Marketplace. And that's where the used market kind of comes in as well. Because most of the time you can find it for half the price. You can buy it new. So now you're getting a really, really nice guitar for half the price. And you come out being the winner because you didn't spend the full amount and you still got a really nice guitar that you like. So there you go. Now that's not to say that I don't appreciate the beauty of a guitar like this. This thing is really sweet, right? But this is for me. This is for my own pleasure, and I've just really gotten into buying some really, really nice artsy fartsy kind of guitars lately. But if I were to go out and tour Europe again with a band like I did back in 2014, or just play the local Nashville tri-state area, I would not be playing a Kiesel. I would be playing probably like a Reverend, for example. And so let me show you a guitar that I would suggest that I would play that maybe you might be interested in. Let's see. Yeah, these will work. Ooh. Okay, I'm back. I'm back and better than ever. If I can put on some headphones, this would be weird. This is going to be interesting. Okay. So these two guitars right here, let me mute my second channel. So these are about $1,000 guitars. Okay, this is a Reverend. This one right here is a Reverend HPP. It's got a humbucker and a 2 P90s. And this is a Reverend Air Sonic. I know it's black and you can't really see the body all that well because the light. But this has Nuevo 90 pickups. So they're P90 sounds, but they're humbucker sized. So if I were playing out nowadays, just playing rock and roll, country, whatever, then I would be using some Reverend guitars for all my guitar wizardry and mastery. So there you go. Well, there's Fender things that sound good, feel good. Reverend, I love. Eastman is a little higher range. I think the PRS SE Student Edition models are a good price to value option. Even the PRS like S2 series is pretty cool. I like that series a lot. And but there's tons of guys out there, touring with like Les Pauls and whatever. But they also have a team around them that can help maintain their instruments and clean and change the strings and make sure it doesn't get stolen and stuff like that. So if you're a house at home player, and I say go ahead and spend the money you want, just enjoy it at home, and be fine. If you play out at all, I would highly recommend to limit the value of your guitars to around that $500 to $1,000 range, because you're still getting a really good guitar for that. But if it got stolen or damaged, then you're not out too much money. Okay, so there's all that. All right, Greg Barth is in the house. And yes, I do have t-shirts now. If you go to the link in any of my videos, you will see a new bonfire link. And I'm trying out, I used a Spring Creator or Creator Spring before, but now I'm trying out this bonfire site, and it's I think the shirts turned out really good. I do have one of them myself, and Greg Barth has one now apparently. So that's cool. Greg Barth is representing. I am not that country, Aaron. I'm not like, hey, Margaret, you see that guy with a cool guitar? I don't talk like that. But maybe I do. Maybe I'm just not hearing myself. Yes. Definitely buy the best you can afford and enjoy it for sure. But I would say, just use some caution when you do play out live. And I mean, if you want to play a $4,000 Gibson Les Paul and you don't care if it's damaged or stolen, I mean, that's on you. Just be smart. Be smart about it when you're playing out. Leave the expensive stuff at home. Enjoy them at home. Maybe if you do have a team around you and you're on tour, you can take advantage of their safety in numbers kind of thing, and they can protect what you have. But otherwise, I would try to stay within that $5,000 to $1,000 range if you are playing out. But you can get an outstanding instrument for that amount of money. Same goes for amps. Boss Katana is a $375 or $379. If you don't want to get solid state, you want to get tube. You be a tube guy. Then some of the Black Star stuff is still within range. That's not too expensive, but you get good quality for it. Some of the lower end Marshalls are really good. All the new versions of the Fender Deluxes and Fender Princetons, that's in that $8,000 to $1,000 range. Or you can just buy a Fractal or buy any of the other modelers. Headrush, Helix, Tonemaster Pro, Kemper, Fractal, Ampero, Sonic Cake. You can buy a little fly rig, the Tech 21 fly rigs. Those are like $300. You can get some cool tones out of that. If you don't like all the switching and the menu diving and all that kind of stuff. I've been going for about an hour and 16 minutes here, so that's good. Randy is just an old hack. He was born in 54, like the Strats I love, and I'm just a roadie. A roadie gone rouge. Or maybe you meant to say rogue. Roadie gone rogue. I like rouge. Roadie gone rouge. That's cool. It's a cool band album title, possibly. Or even just a song in general. Greg says martial origins aren't bad if you pair them with an eminence or a creamback to tame the highs. I recently joined a rock and metal. It's kind of like an appreciation group. You know, it's just like kind of share your gear for different stuff, and it really takes me back to the days where I actually owned lots of different amps. Not all at once, but like I would buy an amp and I'd sell it, and I'd buy something else and I'd sell it. But I had a 5150. I had some Marshalls. I had some a Mesa Boogie Dual Rec. I had some all the Ignator stuff, like the Tweaker 15s and 40s and the Rebel 20s and the Rebel 30. And I have a video that's a few years old now, but I went through all the different amps I've ever owned. It was like 34 or 35 at the time. And I'm sure I've owned more since then. A few more Quilters since then. Not all of them had to be tube amps, but being in that Facebook group, just seeing like the 5150s and the Dual Rex and the orange TH100s and 8030s and stuff like that, it kind of gives me the itch to have a few tube amps. I don't need them at all. It's not going to enhance my life one bit. But it would be cool to try out. I'd like to have a 6505 just for that really aggressive PV type sound, for like that metal sound. A 5153, one of the new EVH amps would be really cool. The 8030 from Orange has a really nice clean and a really nice dirty channel. That would be kind of nice. I would need to put some new speakers in my 2x12 cab, because one speaker I gave to my pastor to put in his PV Bandit, which is probably a mistake. And then the other one actually damaged while trying to put it back into my 2x12 cab. I was literally using a power tool to drill it back in, and it slipped and it just went right through the cone. I was like, oh no. What have I done? So, what have I done? Greg just built the amp he wanted. So that's fun. Yeah, there's lots of amp building kits out there that you can get for, a third of the price of something brand new, and you can just build it yourself. There's a Tone out there that do replicas of all kinds of amp circuits, like DC30s, train wrecks, all the stuff. And I'm sitting here looking at my rack. I may do a video on this in its current state, but I have some pull-out drawers, like a rack drawer. I really need to put back in there because I have all this random stuff just like sitting around, and I don't have enough shelf space somewhere else for like storage. So I need to put at least one drawer in the rack and then reconfigure everything to make it workable. Yeah, I think that's what I need to do. That's what I need to do for sure. Just got to move some things around. So, all right, guys. IMS, sir. Sorry. I don't know what you mean. No problem. Tone Speak speakers. Those are cool. Yeah, I keep going back and forth between. I currently have an Axe Effects, And I keep going back and forth between. I like the form factor of the FM9. It gives me all the tones of the fractal stuff that I would want. But then just the thought of using it and programming it and all the GUI and all the stuff you have to do to just make a normal preset. It's kind of a lot, you know. So I'm kind of sticking with. I want to stick with just the touchscreen units I have now. Stick with the ToneMaster Pros. Stick with my Headrush, which is sounding amazing, by the way, here lately. There's an EQ trick that I did that kind of livened up all my rigs, and so I'll probably do a video on that pretty soon. And especially just boosting some highs and cutting some mids, and not making it as barky in the mid range, as the Headrush I found can tend to be. Definitely don't want the quad cortex anymore. I sold that last year sometime. The form factor just wasn't for me. I didn't like the closeness of the switches, and then some of the ways you got around the unit, making scenes and all that stuff. It was just too many clicks on the screen. I felt at the time to have the workflow that I wanted. So yeah, Quad Cortex is out. I don't care if they do all the plug-in stuff or whatever else they do. Quad Cortex is dead to me. How about that? But I do like any plug-in on the computer. Still sounds fine. I can use plug-ins and stuff. So yeah, I do appreciate everyone checking out the stream tonight. Let's go ahead and just do a little soloing. To finish the night out. Oh yeah. I was really amazed at how this turned out. I mean, it looked great on the builder after I was done with the Kiesel website, you know, putting in all the specs and seeing how it looked. But actually, how it looks now is amazing. I'm going to open up the McFarland suite. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. Let's try this. Let's do the Revolver plugin from Headrush. Uh-oh. Okay, so we're going to have to sign everything here. Audio MIDI setup. Let me show you what I'm doing. This is what you got to do with every plugin. So input channel is going to be channel 2, like so. Output channel is going to be 11 and 12, which it is. Okay, we are really noisy. So here's my 6505 sound. I can turn that off. Turn it back on. I feel like I should have a gate somewhere. Where's my gate? Do I have a gate? Do I have a gate? I don't know. Maybe the input needs to be the gate. Here we go. That sounds interesting. Let me turn down the gain. I'm on this channel. Let's turn up the pre-gain here. I do have loaded up the Doctor McFarland IRs from Sonic DNA. Thank you, Greg Barth, for all the hard work on that. Randy is asking, do I like the ToneMaster Pro? I do like the ToneMaster Pro. I saw the form factor when it came out last October, and I bought it immediately. Really just because I wanted to try it out. but the form factor of everything, the size, the way the foot switches work, the touch screen, everything really just checks all the boxes. This is an interesting sound, isn't it? I made a really good PV sound on the head rush here. Turn the highs down a little bit. I feel like I need the tune. Let's tune real fast. Which I need to mute my signal. But you're still going to hear it on the mic. Okay. Close enough for rock and roll. Okay. Let's go back to the other channel. I've been hearing some compression going on. This is a little weird in my ears. Let's turn, maybe just turn this down a little bit. I feel like there's a compressor on or something. Something strange. We're going to add a little, again, delay. Why don't I hear this stuff? There we go. Maybe turn that off. I'm sorry, something is not sitting right with my ears on this thing. I don't know if it's the output. Alright, let's try that out. Just try it out. Alright, we're going to do a little playthrough here. So here we go. Intro. beans. So there's a little jam there for you at the end. Yo. All right. Appreciate everyone for hanging out, allowing me to talk, speak my mind a little bit, if you will. Let me show you one of my favorite amps on the Head Rush, and also the Revolver, because they're one and the same. Let's go to this one here. Now, lately, I did find... see, there's like an angle. Ooh, geez. Let's try an angle. Let's just try it. Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? This is on. Maybe the clean is just on. Sorry. Is this it? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to choose a different amp. Let me show you what I'm doing here real fast. So picking a clean amp, I mean, it shouldn't be rocket science. Sometimes it can be, though. We're going to replace this model. We're going to go do I really like the Black Mini. But the Black Vibe, which is like a Vibrolux, that is really good for like that really high, sweet high end. You know, stuff like that. I feel like there's okay, that gate is cutting out way too fast. That is on the input. Let's bring that down. There we go. Okay. So now I have a nice clean sound. You can do funk with this. You know, something like that. And then we can turn on some effects. Let's go to our, let's go like a C-verb. Just any kind of reverb will do. Doesn't really matter. Sampled places, we'll do a, let's do like a hall. Hey, we got a hall reverb, cool. I mean, there's all kinds of other amps that can give you a clean sound, but just at the end of the day, you just got to pick one and just go with it and start making some music with it. Now, with that said, I could go and, you know, I can switch that out to, no, I don't want to move it. I want to replace it. I could switch it out with a Princeton, just for example. You know, so here's a Princeton reverb. I have to turn the volume up a little bit, though. Okay, so let's say that's my clean sound for all till eternity, right? It's just what I have. We do have a little tremolo we can turn on, which is great. Maybe turn the depth down of that. Sounds good. Maybe we turn up some reverb on the amp itself. Okay, we turn the tremolo back off. Maybe we go to our stomp boxes. And we add in anxiety overdrive, right? We turn the drive down. We turn the level down for sure. Match that level. pretty good sound right there. So I got a clean sound. I have a dirty sound. I can switch between. Maybe it's too much reverb now. Let's turn off that reverb, and let's turn down the amp reverb. Okay, it's pretty good. Maybe I want to go and add in some delay, some dyne delay, like so. I can turn the sync on. Right, something like that. So now with just a few elements of an amp, cab, microphone, one overdrive, delay, and reverb, I have a whole rig I can use for literally all kinds of recording stuff. Now, obviously, I can't just take my computer with me on stage. I mean, you could technically do that, I guess, but you still have to have a way to switch different sounds. So that's where a hardware unit comes in, like either getting a Headrush or any of the other modelers out there. But just this one basic thing is just pick an amp, pick a cab, pick an overdrive, reverb, delay, tremolo on the amp here. It's all pretty easy stuff. All right, so I've rambled on enough. You have broth, sir. You have both. I have both. I have both talent and determination. Is that what you're saying? I don't know. Maybe so. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Well, this is a really thick pick. So I'm just playing basic stuff, not doing anything fancy. But that sound right there, I could live with that pretty darn good. Let's overwrite this plugin or that preset. Yeah, I could probably start off the night with just that sound there, and made the same song with the Revolver plugin versus the Fortin plugin. Or if you actually have a Headrush, just dial in those similar sounds, and there you go. I will be doing a Headrush live stream on Thursday night before the month gets away from me, and I will do my best to not wait weeks to upload that to the site like I did last month. But y'all let me know, maybe leave a comment in the chat or on this video, or a private message on Instagram or Facebook or my website or whatever, and let me know what kind of live streams you would want to see me do in the near future on the Headrush. In the month of April, I will be starting the tonal analysis course. I know it's been a long time coming, but I just needed to sit down and do it. And I have pretty much everything organized in such a way now I can make that happen, and we'll just have some fun. So in the month of April, be looking for a tonal analysis episode 1 that will only be on the website by buying that product, or by buying the Headrush bundle, or along those lines. So all affiliate links are down below in the description of all my videos if you want to shop at Sweetwater or Amazon. And now I'm an affiliate of Zounds.com. So if you shop at Zounds and you don't like Sweetwater, or you don't like Zounds and you do like Sweetwater, you just choose the place you like to buy stuff from. And when you do, I get a small commission from all that to help support the channel and help me to review more units and teach you guys the way of sculpting sweet tones. So thanks guys for watching. I am Dr. McFarland. I will see you in the next video. Keep rocking.